to the New Age Geeks. Sorry. If you're new here, we are building an inclusive space for people of all walks of life through the power of friendship, magic, and tabletop role-playing games. Tonight we have Forging Fates, our sober D&D campaign set in the Critical Role world of Exandria. So follow our adventuring party, the Fists of Fate. Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
As always, we are sponsored and partnered with The Phoenix, a non-profit group building a community of people in recovery aiming to end the stigma around the rehabilitation journey from substance use through a sober, active lifestyle. They have an app that you can use to schedule in-person or virtual events, including yoga, D&D, meditation, and rock climbing, just to name a few. And you can click the link below to download the app and connect with a new community of friends to support your journey.
If you like what we do and you'd like to support the channel, you can drop a tip in the tip jar, get yourself something nice from our online merch shop, or donate to one of our Patreon tiers. Anything you could send our way helps us bring more of this content to you.
You can also help support us by subscribing to all of our socials, along with watching, liking, and sharing our videos. You too can become one of the New Age Geeks simply by joining our Discord or subscribing to our Twitch and YouTube channels. Perks include moderated chats, emotes by one of our favorite geeks, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
And chat rooms with the cast and other members of our growing community. Again, thank you, geeks, for joining us on tonight's episode of Forging Fates.
Okay. Does anyone have anything else they want to plug?
Next week, tune in to watch part 2 of Mage Against the Machine on Goodberry Cafe. Will we go back in time and all the changes we make? Will it actually stop the robot apocalypse from happening? I don't know. You'll have to tune in to find out.
Okay. If that's all we've got for introductions, I will plug that we now have a monthly sub goal. It's a little sub goal we have to try and help us keep the lights on around here, bring in some new creators, and try and do some fun things here. So if you can help us reach that sub goal, we can keep growing and expanding this channel. GPS, thank you for the 200 bits, you lunatic. Always appreciate the support. Let's see. If that's all we've got, let's jump into tonight's episode of Forging Fates. Picking up where we last left off, the team, having successfully ambushed the Myriad on their way to reinforce their people in Western. Keep calling it Whitestone. Catch up. So, intercepting the Myriad on their way to Western, they successfully ambushed the group that had been on their way on the road. Quickly dispatching the group there, they interrogated the lone survivor, learning of the location of what they soon to be called the Butthole Cave, and the team decided to investigate the cave, throwing a demolition charge in through the front door, seeing the two Myriad members that had been there. Whisper destroyed them in one fell swoop, and which gained the attention of a Drow Zorhazian agent known as Polaris, who made his way over and introduced himself to the group. From there, they entered into the cave and came face to face with another 3 Myriad members before dispatching them with a explosive charge that had been thrown at them and quickly sent back. They dispatched those 3 Myriad members before eventually searching the cave and finding a set of double doors that, upon knocking, heard the voice of Brochin, and heard him speaking with another individual. From there, they entered in, setting off the explosion that was blocking the door, and went in and engaged with Brochin and what they soon found to be a Drider, a agent of the Spider Queen and engage with him, and them rather. From there... Does my sound okay, everyone?
It's a little
Little
Chop
in and
here.
out, in and
Yeah.
out.
Totally.
Alright, let me see. If you guys were hearing it, that means
Yeah, it was sounding like it was going like closer and further, but very almost like you're calling from an overseas call at some point.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that any better? Hello, I'm speaking.
We are all part of the computer.
What?
Ah.
Technical difficulties.
Is this any better or no?
Oh,
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. The noise gate was messing it up. Where was I? Upon engaging with the Drider and Brotrin, you dispatched them both in due time and recovered the documents that Polaris had been sent to recover. Also finding several magical items along the process, one of which was a broken Vanta black sword, which in Primordial had essentially written the essence of death on it. From there, you wrapped it up, putting all the items in your bag of holding, giving Polaris a sending stone, and invited him to stay a bit with you all in Western. So, we are going to pick up from there as we are setting out from the cave to get to Western. We are going to kind of move forward a little bit in time to actually have us arrive in Western, unless anyone has anything they want to do in this exact moment. Okay?
No, but I do want to mention like one important detail that will be revealed on the journey, and that is as soon as we start heading into town, he's gonna flip up his hood, and then there's gonna be sort of like a shimmer as I activate my Hat of Disguise, which is actually my the hooded the separate hood that I have. That's my Hat of Disguise. So I'm gonna activate it. And I'm just gonna shimmer, and then I'm just gonna look like a fair-skinned, raven-haired, blue-eyed moon elf. So I got kind of this like goth kind of look to kind of, and I want to look really pale so that like there's a reason why like I'm trying to keep it down that would be reasonable to anyone that would see me. So I don't look like a drow. I look like a moon elf. And then when we get there, then I'll lift the hood back, and once I'm inside and no one can see me from the street, it'll just drop away back to who you met.
Okay. So,
Cool.
Just one other note, the team all leveled up, so we're all currently level 5 now. Celebration.
Yay!
But, as we move into the next day, you all arriving around noon, you make your way on approach to Western. The sky relatively clear, considering the last few days have been a bit stormy. The first thing you all notice in the air are several wyverns flying circles around, almost in teams. You see about 6 in total spread across 2 different teams. Everyone go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Oh.
First one of the day.
Here we go.
Go.
All right, just a second. I'm just making sure that I'm gonna make 2 rolls and take the lowest. 16. But I do have a passive perception of 24.
Okay. What everyone roll?
14. 26.
6. Whisper?
12.
6.
Okay. Clover. You seeing these 2 teams kind of flying around almost in a formation. You see the one in the front followed by 2 other wyverns kind of banking across the city, kind of making these light loops around. They do look different between the 2 of them, however. One of them you see in this bright silver, almost platinum armor, each of the wyverns, with riders fixed atop. Them similarly adorned in a bright silver breastplate. The other 3 you see are in the armor they wear is darkened. It looks almost like purple leathers with these long, almost ribbons hanging behind the saddles of like teal, purple, gold. That kind of flap against the wind. But they don't seem to be, like attacking anything. They're just kind of sitting up there. The other 3 are also adorned with riders that are wearing similar armor to the wyverns. That purple and teal blue cloth and leather.
Okay, so Clover is going to stop in her tracks and like wave her arms out in front of her to try to get everyone else to stop, causing kind of like a traffic jam, and just point up and be like, "Look! What's that?"
Dragons.
You look like
Come on,
wyvern.
dragons.
What are they doing here?
Are those ribbons?
Looks
They-
like it.
Are they here?
Did they put tassels on a dragon?
Are they here for some sort of entertainment?
Are they here for the celebration?
Alice would know.
They don't seem hostile. For the time being.
No.
Cool. Well, I've never seen anything like that before, so this town just gets more and more interesting every day.
Yeah, is that a usual thing here?
Last time I remember hearing about dragons in Westrune, there was no Westrune left afterwards. So
So should
But we
be
just got a
scared?
house.
I'm a little wary, but they don't seem to be attacking.
Yes, isn't Westrun one of the places that was attacked by the Chroma Conclave?
Yeah.
There are some people from Draconia that we've taken in as refugees that were destroyed by them. This was a couple decades ago.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like I
it
read a
was-
kid's book about that.
It was about 30 years ago.
I think that's how I learned my colors.
It's nice.
Cute.
Well, let's just say there's a little political competition going on regarding Draconia's refugees.
Are there any other people around us?
This is as you're approaching the city, so there's no other travelers on the
Okay,
road currently.
got it.
Okay, all right.
But as the city walls and gate come into view, you do see a few of the shields of the plane in their gray and blue armor out front of the gate. But you don't see anything else besides that.
Okay.
So you make your approach to the city. The
Going home,
guards look up and seemingly recognize you all as you approach. Fists, we will let the Lord Mayor know that you have arrived back safely.
Can you tell us what those things are?
He kind of turns and look up. In preparation for the celebration, and they've invited some other delegates from other cities. The Lord Mayor wants to try and root out whatever the Myriad is trying to establish in the region, so they have come to ensure that the city is prepared for the delegates as they arrive.
Seems like a large celebration then.
Well, there's going to be delegates from all across Tal'Dorei, so...
Now, I have a very serious question. Do I need a dress for this celebration?
a question for the Lord Mayor. I don't know exactly what the
Okay.
event is going to be.
Ours is staying very quiet. Like, he's just staying back. He's not saying a word. And it's just letting everyone else in the group distract the guard as they make their way into the city.
Clover will wave to the guards and be like, all right, bye.
So, enter into the city. Where are you guys headed to? What's the first stop?
Food.
Back to the house.
Okay. So, making your way through,
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
you
Time.
coming in, you make your way through the residential district towards the Opal Ward where your residence is located, and while the celebration hasn't officially started yet, already you see people there's carts out on the street again. The energy has kind of been restored a bit as the Lord Mayor has kind of like gone out to establish that the threat is over, and people who are under house arrest essentially for a good few days, that they're getting that energy out, and there's celebrations already, people picking up and excited about the idea of having all these other places come in to Western to have this large celebration.
This all for us?
Is it?
I don't know. We beat the Myriad, so isn't it? Is this why we're partying?
Quite exciting.
I don't know if I can handle that much attention.
I don't know if it's for us or if that's just going to be an excuse that's used to push a political agenda.
All I'm gonna say is I prefer this energy than the energy from a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
Yes,
true.
the city was quite in a state of despair.
Yeah, explosions will do that. Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna assume that this is all to celebrate us.
All right. So, do you have, Polaris, any allergies, any likes or dislikes when it comes to specific foods, or do I have free reign to do whatever?
An incredibly cosmopolitan palate surprised me. I seriously doubt you could possess the particular moss and insects that I grew up with.
Insects?
Mm-hmm. We're subterranean people. A primary means of gathering large amounts of protein come from large insects. Also, most of our vegetation is grown underground. Moss is quite edible, and you eat mushrooms, I believe, is the common word.
Yeah.
Yes, an entire diet of a variety of mushrooms is very much cultural to my people, Jarhasian cuisine. I believe you call them druids? They're not very common, but they often grow and commune with entire fungal structures underground. Please let me know if I'm boring you. It's my job to
No. I'm
to
taking notes
collect-
because this is
Whole diet of just mushrooms. Blech.
And keep in mind, not all your Hossians are like myself. There are others. There are the goblin kin, small green-skinned folk. There are orcs, ogres, minotaurs. I'm a little bit surprised because every single one of you where I'm from are quite rare.
Orcs?
Well, orcs there's very few. They tend to be outside of the Empire proper in their own independent tribes with their own cultures and customs. But many of them have chosen to join the banner of the dynasty. But you'll actually find more of I don't want to call them half orcs because they really are their own people. I guess you could call them shorter orcs. are from our. You find them more in the Dundalian Empire.
So I come from a tribe of orcs and half-orcs. I myself am technically a half-orc born to 2 half-orcs. But yeah, it's we're not exactly well received here either.
I blame humans, but
Fair.
that is incredibly unfair. So, please don't let it shape your opinion of me. It's just...
Slova. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, Polaris.
No. I was wondering who you were asking question.
Oh, I was going to ask Clova, do we think the vegetables and things you were growing might be ready yet?
No, but I was gonna remind you not to forget about all of the food that we put into Finnick's bag of holding.
Oh yeah, Finnick, let's take a look at what you got.
Once we get back to the house, would probably be the most ideal place to do so.
Yeah,
Oh, I assumed we already were back at the house.
Not yet. That being said,
we were
as-
on our way.
Yeah, as you enter into the Opal Ward and make your way to the house, you see in front of your residence several horses already are tied up to your dock, your stables that have been built. A few of the horses you recognize from the caravan that was dispatched by you all. It seems that the 2 agents that you had been working with brought them and docked them here with you. And there are also 2 carts here. Both of them hooded carts, though the hoods are taken down and whatever was in the back has been cleared out. You see your Clover. You see your garden already established, and the plants growing quite a bit. The trees you had planted are actually surprisingly large. And
Wow.
You see someone actually tending your garden at the moment. About 3.5 feet tall. Their backs towards you, wearing these blue robes with like a green hood, and you see like a little bit of the gold trim around the side. The hood's down, so you see like black hair, roughly chopped, and just kind of a little bit of a mess. And on the ground next to her, you see a wooden staff that kind of looks folded up with bits of wood and cloth. And you see her hands kind of reaching out to the ground around one of the trees, and you see this little energy in her almost blessing one of the trees, and you see it start to inch up little by little.
Hey, what are you doing in my garden?
As you do that, she turns to look at you. A little bit of dirt on her face. She kind of wipes it with one hand. You see the bright green eyes of Esther as she turns around to look at you. Well, someone's got to take care of it while you're gone.
I'm gonna run up and hug her, like the biggest hug in the entire world hug.
And she catches you and just hugs you back. I missed you, sister. How you been?
Yeah. Good! These are my friends!
Well, it's nice to meet y'all. I'm Esther. It's Clover's sister. Nice to meet y'all.
My
Hey,
big sister,
welcome.
Esther. Whisper, she's like you.
What do you mean? We got dirty face?
Yeah!
Tries to clean her face again, just smudging the dirt more.
Oh, it's a good lick.
I think Clova was referring to the nature magic she's doing.
Oh, cool. I haven't done that. Made trees grow yet, but maybe I could.
What are you doing here? How did you know where I live? Have you seen Lyndon?
I saw Lyndon yesterday. Seems like he's doing pretty good. He told me about what happened though. That's crazy. I'm glad he's all right though. But I got your letter, and well, they needed some people to come to Western for the whatever thing they got going on here, so I volunteered.
Insight check.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
I don't know this person.
This is actually a dragon in disguise.
Yes. It's like, hold on, let's do this. 19.
She doesn't seem like she's being deceptive at all. She seems pretty straightforward.
Okay, alright, good. Just making sure. Just, okay. Get a little relieved.
I'm gonna share a photo of Aster with the Discord. Okay, well, this is Gormrog, and he's about to make us lunch. Are you hungry?
I'm always hungry. Hi, Gormrog. She kind of puts a hand out to you. I'm Aster. It's nice to meet you.
Shake her hand, except mine will like entirely envelop hers. And just...
She's a vegetarian like me, so you can just make double whatever without meat.
Yeah, that's no problem. I've been cooking up some ideas, no pun intended. Do we have? And I'll start rummaging through everything that we have in our house, everything that Finnick may have grabbed in the bag of holding, and I'm going to put together a ratatouille dish. And just an entire enough for everybody, and then on the side I'm going to make pork belly into these cubes of just warm, gooey, fatty deliciousness, and it's like candied pork belly.
Yum.
And that's going to be on the side. And I'm also going to grill up different vegetables and some chicken, and just cut them into strips and put them in an arrangement around the pork belly, and serve it all on a platter, and just say, all right, this is buffet style. Grab a plate and help yourself to whatever you want.
Oh, how exciting.
While he's cooking that, you'll notice that Tristan sits kind of like he would have sat in the inn, and getting into a little bit of a normal mode, and for the first time in a while pulls out his pan flute and takes out of the bag and does what he normally did when Gordon was cooking, and started playing a light tune outside of the kitchen door, sitting into like the dining room area, but doing what he would normally used to do back in the inn.
Hey.
While he was normally on guard, but now he's just sitting down and relaxing and pulling it out for the first time and playing it.
Yeah, we've never seen Tristan relaxed before.
No.
I think that Polaris is gonna go and like sit on the ground, like either crisscross applesauce, with the back to the wall, like across, like on the other side of the entryway, where not Gormak's cooking, Tristan is, and is just gonna listen.
Just for Polaris, would one of you like to describe what the interior of your house looks like now that you've had it decorated properly?
Well, it's a relatively small house so far because we haven't built the second floor yet, but we've got our main room with a fireplace. Down the hall in one direction is Whisper's room, Tristan's room, and the kitchen. And then in the other direction is my room, which has a window outside looking at the garden, and Finnick and Gormrog. I might have said that wrong. It's a small house with 6 bedrooms.
So the interior is laid out like a large open floor plan. The opposite wall from the front door, there's a large cooking area with a fireplace that kind of centered into the room that heats the stove, and with a tube that goes into the bathroom to give the bathroom hot water. Bathroom being directly to that. As far as like decorations, have you guys done anything special yet, or is it just kind of like the basics? Table, chairs. In this.
I've only decorated my bedroom.
I would have made sure there was a table reminiscent of the tables at Marie Lynn's. If I couldn't get an exact replica, just something as close as possible in terms of size, density, color, grain pattern, like as close as possible, with chairs to match.
Okay. So, Aster kind of takes a plate of food and just there not being a tremendous amount of chairs, she kind of just starts picking at the food. So, where y'all been? I heard you went out to deal with something. That's what they told me, at least, when I went asking for you. I'm guessing it went well?
Yeah, we didn't die, so
That's always good.
It's great. Mm-hmm. But we went after the people who killed Lyndon, and we completed the job.
We kicked some butt.
Whisper, slow down.
I didn't understand with the food in your mouth.
She said we kicked some butt.
Oh, okay.
This pork belly is really good.
You like it? I was thinking of you when I was
My plate
cooking it up.
pork belly.
This chicken is quite delicious, and I do like these grilled veggies.
The chicken is actually slightly seasoned with a bit of lemon juice, but the trick is the herbs.
You didn't
It's
tell my
entirely.
difference, did you?
No, of course not.
So I have a bag of your Hossian spices that I carry with me. And this is probably the first thing I've eaten here that I have not needed to immediately season.
No, but actually, I'm interested. Do you mind? May I taste some of these spices in order to see what might happen if we?
All right.
Yeah.
He goes in, and it's just a little bag. It's like, how some people will bring like Himalayan salt with them wherever they go, or their own salad dressing in their purse. Because
just a little something.
Yeah, and then just a little something, and he just sort of, it's in a little leather bag that's kind of double sealed. It's like weathered on the outside and the inside, and he just sort of hands it to you. And then on the inside, it's just a spice pouch with some allspice and maybe some ground salt. And I'm talking pure salt because Joe, they have a subterranean culture, right? They would have access to really good salt.
Yeah.
So, and then just a whole bunch of very different spices. I kind of imagine some of the books don't really talk much about your Hossian cuisine, but I always imagine that it's a little. I like to imagine it's kind of like Caribbean food is, where there's a bunch of spices in it, but it's not hot. It's not super spicy. There's chilies in it, and there's 4 or 5 different flavors that kind of hit you all at once. So that's sort of, it's like adobo is kind of what I imagine he has on him.
We could never not be at cooking a show.
No.
You mentioned food, so I just kind of went for it.
Hungry.
We talked about food a lot.
I'm gonna take just a pinch, and I'm gonna go over to Whisper, and I'm gonna just be like, "Don't bite my hand," and just tell me what you think. Put that on the pork belly, though.
I have it in my mouth, so I hold it in my mouth and put pork belly in my mouth. That works.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna pull out a notebook and just start taking notes about what's in the spice pouch.
I'll just tell him the basics. It's just it's salt, garlic, ground mushroom powder, this particular kind of mushroom, and that's it.
Can I try some?
Absolutely, and I spice whatever meat or vegetables that they want to just give everyone a little kick.
That's so good.
We even eat it with fruit.
The beautiful thing about the vegetarian diet is that the same things that you eat whole can be turned into these tiny powders and added to other things to enhance their flavors. It's a wonderful thing. And thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Just, I assure you there isn't anything meat-based in that. There are those in your house that have vegetarian diets, so we're very, very careful with our spices. Not many of them are made from any particular stock. Unless, of course, something's imported from Tal'Dorei or elsewhere.
Yeah, the Menagerie Coast has a lot of interesting foods that I'd like to see someday.
There are some rather interesting illicit goods that make their way from South Yorhas through.
I don't know anything about that.
The Menagerie Coast is, and you can see him, like, his eyes roll up, and he's like trying to like figure it out. You have to go through the Dwendalian Empire to get to the Menagerie Coast. There is not a lot of direct trade between our nations. That doesn't mean I haven't been there. And there's like a twinkle in his eye.
Have you ever been to Humboldt County? It's just outside of Stillben. It's a halfling community. That's where we're from.
Oh, is that the place with all of the farms and?
Yeah.
Yes. But I am place there. When I was in training to serve my community, I guess you could say, I met some humans that were and some halflings that were from there.
It's weird. There's not really many humans there.
Well, there's some. It's complicated. There are some. How much did you study about my people? Is everything I've been telling you new?
Yeah.
I only learned the basic stuff, like how to sew, how to cook, how to shoot an arrow.
I see. Well, I was taught that there are people that are reincarnations of our people that were reincarnated in where you're from, and we had to bring them home.
Oh.
Unfortunately, that led to a war. Because the Dwendalian Empire is ignorant of our religion, like most people from the Dwendalian Empire are ignorant. And it led to a misunderstanding. So I know about your community because people from your community are now living in your house.
Well, if you ever visit Humboldt County, you should check out the Hexcomb family farm. That's my family. I'm Clover Hexcomb, and this is Aster Hexcomb.
Yes,
And
the best honey
we
there
make-
is.
Yeah, and we make lots of things, but we specialize in fresh honey because we have a great.
I was going to ask. You said Hexcomb. Are you an apiary?
Yes,
Oh my goodness.
amongst other things.
That is wonderful. There's all kinds of interesting apiaries in your house. There is, of course, the honeybee, and then some of us still stick to wasp and other sorts of poisonous. I think that the wasp's reputation is really, really, really unfounded. They're quite beautiful creatures. They are a matriarchal culture. They do things that are important for the gardens that many people don't understand. It's just that people mess with them. They think it's funny. And it's
Isn't
not
the
funny.
Yeah, seriously, just don't step on one, and they won't bother you.
Exactly. Just be respect their space, as it were. However, I do have a soft spot for fresh honey. There's not too many honey apiaries in your house, so most of our honey must be imported.
Like,
Isn't there a wasp that makes honey that tastes like meat in Joahas?
I can't let you know all of our secrets.
Right.
I would be a terrible spy.
so like,
Okay, but you're also
like,
our friend.
like Polaris pulled out a random bag of spices. Clover is just gonna reach deep into her back pocket and pull out a tiny jar of hexcomb honey.
Oh, this is eyes
And then
get very
she's
wide.
she's gonna open it and pour a little bit on his chicken.
Right, all right. He's like,
I'm just gonna lean over to Gormrog and go, do we know when the celebration starts?
Well, given that the gods at the gate were saying that they were going to let Kalos know we were here, I'm sure she'll find us and let us know.
Well, I was told it's gonna probably be like a day or two after y'all get back. I know that they were gonna send out the word because we were just sent here to, kind of make sure the city was safe before our respective. Oh, sorry, that's good. Before our respective delegates or politicians, whatever you want to call them, get here. I know the voice of the Tempest should be here pretty much as soon as she gets the word.
the voice of the Tempest?
That's who I'm here to help protect.
Oh, who's that?
Oh,
I didn't know you had a friend.
Yeah, she's kind of runs the Ashari, kind of in charge. She she's from Investra, where I'm from.
Aster runs a small branch of the Hexcomb family farm in Zephyra.
Okay. Huh. How far
Wow.
away is that from here? Zephyra is at one of the countries in Tal'Dorei. Sorry, your house has regions, but everyone who is under all of your house is under the dynasty, whether they know it or not. I hope.
So, voice of the Tempest is coming when?
Well, I mean, if you're here today, should probably be here tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't realize it would be this big of a deal.
And voice of the
We're
Tempest,
really popular.
that's the leader of the Ashari?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this isn't for us.
Oh.
I told you that this was very, very deep. The children of Malice their talents are widespread.
So wow.
Yeah.
The problem with the Myriad isn't that they do bad things. Being honest, what they do isn't really that different than what I do. The only difference between us is that I'm devoted to the Luxon and I serve the dynasty. But the things we do, stepping quietly, smuggling, trading in information, dealing with potential threats to you and yours, I'm not that different from the Myriad. I just have a virtuous cause backing me and hiring me.
They murdered innocents and blew up several establishments that people called home. You do that sort of thing?
If I was ordered by my queen, yes. Because my queen has lived for millennia, and she would never direct me to harm innocents. If I was directed to harm someone that isn't innocent, they must have been done something.
And they
And
must
if
not
she-
have been innocent.
Exactly. However, you do make up a valid point. One day she may order me to do something, and then in that moment I'm going to have to make a choice.
I kind of feel like everyone thinks they're on the right side. So like maybe the Myriad, from where they're looking, they feel like what they're doing is right, and we're wrong.
I think the problem with the Myriad is that they are not devoted to community. They are not devoted to a structure. They are devoted to themselves. Which means, regardless of where the money is coming from, whether it's a philanthropist that is attempting to Muggle funds to disenfranchised individuals, or whether it is a cult devoted to a betrayer god that has no good intentions for Exandria. They're going to take the money. What did he keep saying through that entire fight?
It was
It's
just a job.
It's just a job. It's just a job. And the problem is that when you have people like me that are not devoted to a cause that is in the best interest of the community and are only seeking to serve themselves, that is dangerous. I don't have a problem necessarily with what the Myriad does. I have a problem with the fact that they are doing it for no reason other than their own self-glorification.
Hmm.
I feel sorry for them. Because the children of Malice, as you have all seen, have made fools of them.
Wait, Malice had kids?
No, it's an organization, in a sense. So the Spider Queen is like Malice incarnate. So she calls her followers her children. It's sort of like a sick, twisted, motherly relationship she has with them. It's wrong, it's not healthy, and it builds an entire society where young men like myself are made to be treated like property and are subhuman.
She don't sound like a very nice person.
No, she's not.
Mm-mm.
And the Myriad...
Neither was the Malice that we killed. She wasn't nice either.
Wow.
Exactly. It was an abomination, a monstrous spider being, creature of nightmare, and a direct agent of the Spider Queen. Which means, I think you're all right. This is not just for the group, though I love that idea, Whisper. That this party's for us, but it's... You are all involved in something much bigger. If the voice of the Tempest is coming here, I have been keeping my eye everywhere, all over the city, and I didn't even know that the voice of the Tempest was coming here.
Yeah,
I've been so focused on the Myriad.
I mean, I don't know too much, I know, but I heard there's people coming from all over Tal'Dorei. A couple of other politicians. I think there's someone from the Whitestone. There's someone from Iman's council. Someone from Lyringorn. A couple of people, from what I understand. That's why the wyverns are up in the air.
Thinking about that.
Well, from what I understand, some of them are Platinum Guard, and I think the other ones, the ones of the purple, are from Lyringorn.
I'm no longer excited. I don't like politics.
Oh.
I don't think anyone really does.
I
Know
think
much about
everybody really does if they're all going to come to a party for politics.
I think
Maybe
Didn't
they
the
just,
Lord Mayor... Sorry, go ahead, Clover.
Oh no, I was just saying maybe they don't like politics, maybe they just like parties.
parties are fun.
I mean, that would be... Clover, I love that. That's just a wonderful perspective on all of this. Just...
Do y'all remember what, Lord Mayor Kalos said to us about, Lyringorn? Weren't they, didn't they recently have a new leader?
Yeah.
Does this sound like any of the rumors I've picked up in town, Joe, while I've been here investigating?
Roll investigation check, I would say, for me. It's gonna be a pretty high DC, but it's
No, I haven't heard it. I only got like a 5.
okay. So,
Well, you
anything
all
else
just
you all wanted to discuss?
I do.
Okay.
full of surprises.
I want to turn to Aster. Be like, so you're from Clover's farm too?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything about taking care of chickens?
Chickens? Yeah, I've taken care of a few chickens in my life.
gonna whisper. Can you help me? I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, sure, chickens ain't that hard. Where you got them?
Over there. And I'm gonna bring her.
Sure.
a
I mean, just feed them table scraps and make
I
sure they're
got
not
dog
walking in
food.
their own poop, and they'll be pretty much all right. Give them water.
Oh, it's that easy.
Pretty much. The chickens.
Do they eat dog food?
What?
Do they eat dog food?
I don't think so. I mean, you want to give them a little bit of everything. They're kind of omnivores.
Will they eat chicken?
They will eat chicken, though.
Oh.
You might want to just stick to, bugs or maybe little scraps of meat.
Okay. I'm gonna give him some pork belly.
Yeah, they'll eat it.
So I can read lips because I have observant. So I just think that he's just gonna read lips on the conversation and pull out the little black silk fan he has and just put it over his face so to keep from laughing. He thought, ooh, a secret. Chickens.
Yeah, no, that's our whisper. She's absolutely delightful.
So,
I'm right
entirely
here.
entirely unpredictable.
Are you going outside with her, or are you?
Oh, I didn't know if I was already outside.
I'm following your lead.
Yeah, sure.
You-
Sure.
You're not keeping the chickens inside, are you?
No.
I hope
no.
not.
Oh, that's
You
true.
wouldn't know.
Just keep them
Oh,
out of
right.
They're in the little greenhouse thing. that we
Right.
Yeah.
built.
The apiary?
Those
The
things.
aviary, rather?
Yeah.
Gary.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So my sister says you do nature magic too?
Yes, but not very well.
Oh, well, where are you from?
All over. I've been traveling forever.
Oh, that's nice. Well, anything I can help with? I don't know.
Will they survive?
They
This
certainly
way?
look all right. I mean, you got a pretty nice coop set up out here. Chicken
Will
man
they
ain't
make
that
more?
hard. I mean, you want at least 3.
I have 3.
But you want
I
one
want
nesting
eggs.
box per 3 chickens. Just make sure they got food, and water. Make sure no critters can get to them.
I will protect them with my life.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you. It's nice meeting you.
It's nice meeting you too.
And I'm going to stay out there and break up pork belly and feed my chickens.
Okay.
It's not hard. The pork belly just kind of crumbles apart like
Oh.
nothing.
So hungry.
It just pulls apart easily. Just
All right. So
Melts.
makes her way back inside.
Polaris, what was your passive perception?
Oh, 24?
I will say you noticed Bennett go completely quiet during your conversation.
Oh, okay. Everything okay,
Mhm.
Bennett?
Yeah, just a lot of what you said brought some things to light.
Oh, really? Not a bad thing, I hope.
Not particularly a good thing.
Relatable.
You said the myriad devoted to themselves.
No, I don't want to make it seem like I feel like freedom and being yourself is a bad thing.
No, it's not about myself particularly. But I ask, do you believe people could say they're devoted to one thing while misleading and be actually devoted to another cause?
Yes. It's how they got so close. The problem is that there are people. Prejudice isn't just something that is good or bad. Sometimes, where I'm from, you see someone that looks like me and you assume they're safe. You assume that they have the best interests of the community. and they could secretly be a servant of the Spider Queen the entire time.
I will say, when in my studies, when I was younger, I was never taught the best things about your kind, but as I started to branch off, it's very much of don't judge a book by its cover.
There was hundreds of years when my people were lost in darkness, and I need to be accountable for that. We all need to be accountable for that. So I don't blame Exandria for how my people are viewed. I will blame the Dundalian Empire. They're terrible neighbors.
Yeah, I don't know much about the Dundalian Empire.
Well, if you ever choose to visit Wildmount, I will be more than happy to be your sponsor for your house, since I deputized all of you. Actually, that might happen. I'm going to be turning in my report, and I have to be honest. I hope that you all will be open to one day visiting where I am. So that
I mean,
perhaps
gotta find out the secrets you won't give about those wasps, huh?
Meat eating wasp or meat honey wasps. I come in at this time.
I most definitely just something to be prepared for, because, like I said, big things are happening here. Children of Malice have already played their cards, and who knows what other moves are going. I mean,
We've already heard some rumors. The I don't know how much of this we're really supposed to be given to another country, but
if you need to keep it close to your chest, I understand, but I will say this. I'm not going, probably knowing this, I'm not going to be able to leave until after the celebration. The caravans, the ports, everything are going to be probably on high alert, having so many political figures. So I'm going to stay here and lay low before I go anywhere. So if anything happens while I'm here, you will have my aid and my support.
there are rumors that devotees to a god of death have infiltrated the Spellwright Sanctum.
Wait,
Spellwright Histic Salgam is the one who sort of runs that whole thing.
He
But
sounds.
Wait, are these followers of your matron? You said god of death. I thought the matron was woman.
not the matron of ravens.
Oh, man.
Um,
I thought your legend said
the
that the god of death was eaten by the matron of Raven, or disposed of.
he's not really a god.
Ah, I see.
He's a lich that came to divinity sometime around 30 years ago that was stopped. The matron of ravens was one of the ones who sent the champion to stop him. But his cult is named the Remnants. He's referred to as Vecna. And his followers are said to have infiltrated the Spellwright Sanctum. We haven't confirmed this. This is just rumors. at this point, as far as I know, unless my organization has found more.
Why don't we take a look at the paperwork that we found the other day? Joe, do we find anything in all the paperwork that indicates a possible connection between this Vecna and the Children of Malice working together with the Myriad? Like a clue or something as we're going through these papers?
I'll say both of you go ahead and roll investigation checks as you kind of dig through the papers. That's going to take a good bit of time, though, so...
Yeah, sure. I figured, that's what we'll do for the morning before we... Natural 20.
Okay.
24.
I'm just
Dirty 20.
While they do
These
that, what else
guys.
do you want to do?
I'm gonna show Aster my bedroom.
Okay.
I'm gonna lean over to Tristan, sort of give him a nudge, like, I didn't know you played the pan flute. Also, you're muted. Don, you're...
Sorry, kids. I'm gonna stop for a second, and I haven't had time to play as much as I would like to play. I try to practice at least 2 hours a night, and then I spend a lot of my days at Maryland's spending my entire day just sitting here and just playing. Some people even came in waiting for me to play, to come and sit down, and I have to say that for the first time and his voice gets a little lower, I'm feeling a little bit comfortable. I don't know why. Gormrog has been the only person I've felt comfortable around for a long time. After everything that just transpired, you all are not even close to what I thought I could even attempt to think about replacing what I had.
Oh, you're getting sappy on us.
Don't let it fool you. There's so much work to be done, and there's a lot of people that I have to kill.
Well, you have us now, so for the time being, let's keep you comfortable and get ready for the celebration, I guess.
Well, I'm ready, and then second you see is like he does his kind of scales kind of spark for a second, and he sits back, and instead of trying to hide it and lets it sit for a second, goes, and until then, I'm glad we're all together. You didn't hear that from me.
Didn't hear it.
And then just sits back and just starts playing again.
Anything specific you want to do in this moment, Whisper?
I was listening to him play music.
Okay. All right, Clover, what are you showing your sister?
Well, if we're gonna cut to me, well, yeah. So I'll open the door. So this is mine and Felix's room, and this is my bunk. And I point to the bottom bunk, and that's gonna be his bunk. And I wrote his name in the wall. Well, I carved it with my gardening tool. And this is my desk, and I made this myself. And then out there's the garden that you've seen a lot more of than me so far.
Well, someone need to watch it while you're gone.
Thanks.
How you been?
So how long have you been here?
I've been here maybe a day or two.
Okay. So basically, like when we left, you got here.
I guess so.
Yeah. How long are you around for? Can you stay the night tonight? I know you have work tomorrow, but we can have like a slumber party tonight.
I don't see why not. As long as I'm there nice and early in the morning.
Okay. You can sleep in Felix's bed. I actually haven't seen him in about 2.5 weeks now.
All right.
But I hope he should be back soon.
Okay. Well, I hope I get to see him while I'm here.
Me too. So you said that you saw Lyndon yesterday. How is he? It's been like over a week since I've seen him. Maybe even a little bit longer than that. We had to kind of send him somewhere safe for a little while because we were so scared.
Yeah, he's okay. He seemed kind of upset about everything. I mean, I guess dying will do that to you.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna be staying here much longer. He seemed like he was kind of getting ready to go. He,
Like, go back home.
yeah, it seemed like it.
Well, it's not a bad idea. He's been working here for 10 years. I think he needs a break.
Yeah. What about you? How you been, sister?
Um, I've been really great in some ways and then not so great in other ways. Here in Western, it's been, I feel almost like I don't even have to tuck my ears too much under my hair because no one really says anything or looks at me too weird.
Oh, good. They shouldn't be.
But at the same time, I might have gotten myself into a little bit of trouble. But I don't want to talk about it right now because it's good vibes today. It's good vibes today. We'll talk about it at a different time.
Okay, well, I look forward to it. I hope you're not in too much trouble.
I'm a little scared. I might have... No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Clover,
But
you
yeah,
can't
I've
do
got
that to me.
friends.
Clover, you can't start a sentence like that and cut off.
So...
Do you want to
Should
have
I-
everyone mute themselves?
maybe just for like a split second, I just have one sentence to say.
Oh wait, hold on.
I've
Mute the.
literally...
Just mute.
Yeah,
No
mute
sound?
yourself.
Deafen.
Deafen,
You
yeah.
have to mute yourselves, but deafen
Okay,
yourself
wait.
for 1
I'm just gonna turn
second.
this down and grab.
Wait. Let me. Deafened. Gotcha.
So, I think I might have joined a cult.
What? A cult? How the hell did you join a cult?
I don't know. I was really like Lyndon died, and then Felix almost died, and then I was really sad and angry, like the angriest I've ever been in my whole life, and then I think I joined a cult because they said that they were gonna get the people who killed Lyndon. But then the guy who runs the cult, he just had me kill all those people. So I didn't really get anything out of the deal, and now I think that if I try to leave it, he's gonna kill me.
Oh, you want me to take care of it?
No.
No. I'll do anything for you. You know that, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna like let it go for right now, and
Just hope it all.
yeah, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, so good parts and bad parts. Okay, I'm gonna
See.
wave everyone back in. I'm done with that.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so good parts, bad parts, weird parts.
All right.
But the worst part of all is just, it's been 2.5 weeks since I've seen Felix, and I keep trying to hold out hope, but I'm a little bit scared. Like, even when we were living apart, he at least told me where he was going or when he'd be back. And I'm just scared that he might not come back.
Well, I'll keep an ear out for him if I see him anywhere.
Yeah. But yeah, this is my room, and I guess you can sleep in the top bunk tonight, and we can ask everyone if they want to have a slumber party with us.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
All right.
And I guess either she can get comfortable, or we can go back out and join everyone.
Sure.
whatever.
I'll say, you guys make your way back to the room as Polaris and Gormog are kind of finishing going through all this paperwork. With a natural 20 and a 20, I'll say a lot of it's encoded, and neither of you are particularly super able to translate all of it. But Polaris, you do gather a good bit of information from what you know about the Myriad, and a lot of this is communications between Redep and another unnamed individual who was part of this troop. They pretty much lay out their plans for how they're going to infiltrate into the city and set themselves up. The bit that they talk about with the Drider is less like they're working with them, and more are using them for the money, essentially, to help kind of fund the operation. There is a bit of a discussion about the sword, though, where they notice it on the Drider and begin inquiring back and forth about it and making plans to kind of steal it from them when the job's done. There is no connection, though, between Vecna and the Sisters of Malice. Children of Malice, I'm sorry.
Got it. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the other areas in this world.
Yeah,
and
no, it doesn't look like there's too much connection. It doesn't mean that what's happening with these, what did you call them?
My-
The class?
the remnants.
And the remnants.
The clasp is a group much like the Myriad, who kind of have their hands in all sorts of different dealings. We've actually worked with them and have a decent relationship with their leader. He's not... He's not a great person.
Yes, but
I
he's not
wouldn't call
interested.
him I wouldn't call him an evil person either.
Yeah, I take it he's not interested in stealing sensitive foreign countries' information and blowing up innocent people's buildings and livelihood.
Stealing other countries' information, maybe, depending on price. Stealing, blowing people up, not really his style. He definitely draws the line at people being transported. Right, like he will not sell people, but the Myriad would, you know. So there's a distinct difference there. But the Clasp is one of the organizations that was working with the Spellrights, and it's a convoluted mess. But my concern is that if Jorhas and the Kreen dynasty know of the Children of Malice and their devotion to a betrayer god, and the Cobalt Soul know of potentially the remnants and their devotion to Vecna, who is a lich turned pseudo demigod sort of thing, which was stopped by Vox Machina, but the fact that they're still around is concerning. What else is out there? What other betrayer gods might be plotting?
Not to denigrate your heroes, but where was Vox Machina when the Dundalian Empire and Jorhas were engaged in a pitched war with one another?
Probably Whitestone. Why?
I mean, they just sort of sat around and let all of that happen to my country. Doesn't sound particularly heroic to me.
You can't save the world every day. You do need to take some time off. And
that is true. That is absolutely true. And there were people that did good things that handled it. I just don't remember their names.
It's a mighty good thing they did.
Okay, so as the day starts to wrap up, is there anything anyone wants to do before we close out the day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, I'll let you go first.
I think everyone spoke up.
All right, Gormog, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna take Finnick aside, if I can.
Okay.
You got a minute?
I currently got nothing on my agenda, so you're in luck.
In the cave, You said something that caught my attention. And I'm gonna pull out my little notebook and I'm gonna say, I understand what your people had to do, and you are not a traitor for that. You said that to Polaris, but there was weight behind those words. When you said I understand, it wasn't sympathy, it wasn't empathy, that was lived experience. And then today, you said with things coming to light, not necessarily a good thing, can't help but feel it's tied together.
I told you that I traveled with a group of people who weren't a group of very bad people, and I'm starting to make connections on their motivations, and I kind of fear that I would be seen as a traitor for running away like I did.
Traitors, the bad people, are called heroes. So, if they are as bad as you say, let them call you a traitor. Because I'd rather see you as a hero than a bad person any day.
I'm just trying to convince myself every day that I'm not like them, even though they're the ones who raised me, tried to teach me.
Preaching to the choir on that one. Oh man, Tristan could tell you some stories. Just because they raised you doesn't mean you are them. Okay. Do you believe in the gods? Do they have a place in your heart, in your mind, in your life?
I will say that although I do believe in them, I have no faith in them.
Solid. All right. What do you have faith in?
That's a good question. Currently, I have faith in us.
It's a good place to start. I'm gonna stand up, lean in a little closer, and just say, and you're one of us. So put a little faith in yourself. Now, would you like some tea? I'm about to go put water on for myself. Would you like some as well?
I would love some tea.
You got it. Anybody else want tea? I'm about to make a pot.
I'll take
Yeah, make tea for everyone and put caffeine in it because we're gonna stay up all night.
Whisper is asleep on the ground, curled up.
Chamomile tea for Clover.
You said we're gonna stay up all night?
We're gonna have a slumber party and we're gonna tell scary stories and we're gonna tell funny stories and we're gonna make junk food and we're gonna eat the junk food and then we're gonna feel gross after, but it's gonna be okay, and it's gonna be the first night in a long time that we haven't had the weight of the world on our shoulders and we can just have fun and talk and hang out.
You called it a slumber party?
Huh?
It's
But there's no slumber involved?
Well, because we party and then we then we crash.
So, from my understanding, it is an old Yorhasian tradition because amongst my people, we don't actually sleep. We meditate. So we like to have these when we're young. We like to have these parties where we stay up all night, and our parents pick us up in the morning, and then we do our meditation when we get home, when the sun rises.
That's something like that, but we are gonna sleep.
All right. So let's make a pot of tea. Whisper's already out cold.
She's not gonna get any of the snacks.
All of the pork belly is gone.
Well,
We'll put some aside for her.
Okay.
'Cause
So, unless there's anything else, as the night carries on, you all engaging in snacks, eventually passing out in corners of the room. That is where we're gonna go to our break, and we'll pick up on the next day. We'll be back in a couple minutes. See you guys soon.
I'm Jacqueline Wilmot, Director of Volunteer and Community Engagement at the Phoenix. We're on a mission to help as many people as we can.
I'm blown away, honestly, by the impact our volunteers are having across the country. The Phoenix is yoga, it's art, it's hiking, it's music. So there's a lot of really exciting things happening at the Phoenix.
Now, because of our virtual volunteer platform, we can take Phoenix anywhere. All they have to do is pick up that volunteer flag, and it's started.
The people, they tend to come to the Phoenix because they get something out of it, you know? There's something genuine about that. And then, you know, along the way, they realize I can give back. What's so unique about volunteering with the Phoenix is that you can just come as you are, and we will give you the tools and the training to be successful.
I became a volunteer with the Phoenix so that I could give back, even if it's just a little bit of what they've given me. One of my most favorite things about volunteering is meeting people, connecting. I've made friends that I will have for a lifetime.
So it's been a dream of mine to be able to bring fitness or physical activities to the sober community here in Long Beach. And so to hear that the Phoenix was already here and doing that was super exciting for me.
Service to others has been played a major role in my personal recovery. So I like that the Phoenix lets me combine an activity and some service. I also really like riding my bike, so hand in hand they go together.
I love the Phoenix. I don't know, it's just...
The classes have really helped me come out of my shell a little bit. I have my confidence back, which I didn't have even though I got clean from drugs and alcohol.
I feel like my life is taking off, and everybody at the Phoenix is helping me do that.
Once Phoenix has helped you rise from the ashes, there's this sort of natural response where you want to do that for other people. And the beauty of that is as soon as they find that strength and fortitude in their recovery, they're reaching back for the next person. And if we did that across the country, imagine how many lives could be touched.
So join us in this movement. Whether you are in recovery or an ally, you have something special to offer. Whether you are looking to lead events or support events, you already have everything you need to bring the Phoenix alive in your community. Get started today. We can't wait to make a difference alongside you.
peters out for the night and falls asleep in their respective corners. The next day begins to peek through the windows, shining in. Clover, you are one of the first to awake as your sister kind of puts a hand on your shoulder. It's like, hey, I gotta get going, so I love you. I'll see you. I'll see you later, I'm sure. Okay.
Okay. See you. I'm gonna hug her, and I'm gonna wake up for the day anyway because this is when I usually wake up.
She hugs you, kind of gives you a kiss on the cheek, and makes her way out to start her day off. As she comes to the door, from what they're telling me, around 12 o'clock is when all the delegates should be getting in. So it's going to be happening towards the Lord Mayor's residence. So I'll be there if you see me.
Maybe, me, you, and Lyndon can all get together. It'll be like a miniature reunion.
I mean, I'm gonna be working for a bit today, and until she leaves.
Yeah.
But after she leaves, I'll try and hook up with you.
Yeah. Okay. Good luck.
Bye. Okay. Who is the next to arise? Okay, Gormrod, you're up. What are you doing?
I'm always up at the crack of dawn anyway.
When he wakes up, when he's going to the kitchen, you see Tristan in his chair, the pan flute on his lap, and everyone fell asleep. He walked around and started grabbing random snacks from stuff while everyone to start eating what looked good, but he didn't want to try. He didn't want people to see it. And you see remnants of it on his shirt. It's like he was snacking out while everyone passed out.
Knowing that he's a heavy sleeper, I'm just going to clean him up a bit so that nobody notices when they wake up that he did this. And then I'm going to start making breakfast for everybody.
I'm already going to be in the kitchen. So, good morning, Gormrog.
Good morning. How are you? Did you sleep all right?
Yeah, I slept great.
Yeah, I'm
What's all
getting
that in
used to
your
this.
Oh.
Just some garbage from last night.
From Tristan.
Yeah. Yeah, I figure somebody's got to clean him up because he's not going to do it.
I'm going to say that you guys notice, now that you're awake, that Tristan did have the bedroll and kind of lay down, but you also now notice that he is crisscross applesauce, shirtless, with his like pantaloons, just quietly like meditating like this. And then his eyes just slowly open. Oh, time to get up for the day. Is it all right if I do my morning calisthenics indoors?
What's a calisthenic?
It's a workout. Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
All right. And then he like gets up and then like shirtless, he just starts doing like all these like flexibility, like morning calisthenics, like yoga essentially, like stretching, you know, dexterity 16, you know, just gotta keep limber.
Clover's gonna follow him and she's going to try to mimic him, but she's gonna do it poorly because she's never done it before. So
I will slow down and do the more beginner stuff. And I'm gonna say in Thieves' Cant. No. This is the move. And give like a little instruction like course on like how to, because this isn't a fighter's morning calisthenic. This is a rogue's morning calisthenic. So it's all going to be focused on like moving softly, stretching, flexibility, going into places where you can't fit. And he'll go through and Steve's can't. Do this, exercise this muscle so that you can like you can disjoint your shoulder to squeeze into an area. Like, and I'm just sort of giving like infiltration exercise to Clover.
It's been so interesting learning from your part of the world. Where I'm from, a calisthenic is just putting milk into jugs.
Oh, you mean milking a cow calisthenic? Oh, that's
Have you ever milked a cow before?
No, I have not.
It's very different than this.
Right. And I just keep going and just teaching. And then at a certain point, while we'll like finish, and I think at a certain point I will kind of purposely like walk over into the kitchen while Gorm is cooking, and be like, is there a bathhouse nearby, or do you have a bath? I'm just like really sweaty right now, and I want to make sure to get clean before eating breakfast.
The right there. Okay. Just through that door.
All right, and then I just sort of head into the lavatory or bath and leave the door open. Leave the door open a crack, almost on purpose.
Okay. Is there anything anyone wants to do this morning, or are we gonna just kind of move forward as everyone wakes up for the day?
Yeah, Fennec is one of the last ones to wake up. She is completely tuckered out from her first slumber party.
You might be woken up by the smell of burnt bacon for the first time.
Something burning?
That wakes up Whisper, who's on the ground.
Not because I'm not there. I'm just very, very distracted.
Okay. So, you all eat your morning breakfast, enjoy your morning views, and get prepared for the day before getting ready to head out. I'll say, waking up at pretty much the crack of dawn, you're probably all finished up, getting ready by 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. The day is yours. What's first on the agenda for everyone?
Is it party day?
It is party day, and as you exit out, there are vendors setting up on the streets once more. The smell of deep-fried doughs are filling the streets. The sweet smells of sugar and honey-dipped treats are prevalent throughout. These cooking meats on short sticks are wafting through the air, filled with peppers and onions and all sorts of any street food you can think of is out there being prepared for the day. There is already a wandering troupe of like musicians making their way through the city, kind of just getting their instruments tuned and getting things starting to set up. You hear them beat out, like just riff a little bit as they go, as they get ready for the day. But yeah, the day is getting started for everyone. It seems this early in the morning. As you come out of your residence, you look across towards the Lord Mayor's residence, and you see the large kind of tree that's set up over there. There's already a bit of a procession set up around it. They're putting out like essentially like a red carpet for everyone.
Just before we leave the house, Clover's gonna take a little bit more time on her hair, I guess, today. You're gonna notice that for the first time in a couple of weeks, she's going to tuck her ears back like they were when you first met her those first couple of days, and fluff her hair out really big so you can't really see them, and make sure that her bandana is tied really tight, because she's a little bit nervous since so many people from different parts of the world are coming in.
Yeah, and then my character, as soon as you guys are getting ready to head out, he puts the hood up again. And this time, like I said, same thing, that moon elf, that goth moon elf, but his clothes actually also ripple. Like, the hood becomes blue, like a sky blue, the tunic and the armor, like, take on, like, light blue qualities, like, the leg wraps are, gray, the turn shoes go from black to, like, everything was black from head to toe. Now it's, like, blues and whites, and, it's much more, like, it's still, like, warm, like, he's still kind of got like a, sort of like what we would call like a Viking thing going on, but like he looks like he's from Wildmount, like from the northern part of Wildmount where people dress warmer and wear wool and stuff like that. So,
Whisper's gonna use this as an excuse to wear her new forest green cloak she bought.
And he's gonna say, "Call me Pole."
Love nicknames. Call me Clove.
Yes. Just while we're out in public. I think I don't want to cause a diplomatic incident with this many political leaders in the city.
Totally. Paul and Clove. Got it.
He puts his arm in Clove's arm and then heads out into the city.
Love it.
Okay. So where's the first stop, everyone?
Your mic is still a little low.
Yeah, it's still low. Oh, it's like off.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's also more of a thing like as you continue talking and go in and out.
Yeah. But I'll let you know if it happens again.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. You can change anything on it. So what's the first stop, everyone?
Do we need to talk to the Lord Mayor? I thought she was going to come to us, but maybe we should go to her.
Yeah, probably. But at some point I do want to stop at the Cobalt Reserve. Because I'm supposed to file a report on what we've done, but also I gotta take the test to see if I can become an expositor.
You have to take a test today?
Not necessarily today, but I was told once we succeed with the Myriad to come back and I'll be given a chance to take that test. It's more of you take it when you're ready sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
But I've been working towards this for several years now. So it's kind of a big deal for me.
Yeah, we can totally do that today. I just have to stop at the post office, but that should only take a minute.
Let's do that first.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to stop in and see if I have an email. I actually don't really know how the mail system works. If I had mail, would it be delivered to the house, or do I still have to go to the post office? Oh. Well, on our way out the door, I'm going to check the mailbox.
Okay, there's no mail.
Got it. Okay, I'm done.
No, we could probably do the Cobalt Soul thing later. It doesn't have to be today, even. We could do it. I can do it at some other time.
The Cobalt Soul, from what I've heard, is vast repository of information.
Yeah, we have our own library here at the reserve. We're technically an offshoot of the Soul. Western has a gorgeous. Don't get me wrong, the building is phenomenal, but it's not as expansive as some of the other locations.
Well, the Empire does have the Cobalt Soul to thank for having our property returned some time ago. Let me just say that I have a lot of respect for your organization. Call it professional respect.
Thank you very much. I don't know how much authority I have to accept such a compliment. I'm getting tongue-tied. Help.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I've never seen your skin turn that shade of purple before. Are you sick?
Nope. I'm okay. I'm
Okay.
And I'm just gonna
Good.
start fidgeting with my hands and just.
So where to first? The Cobalt Soul? Are we going to go to see the mayor?
I think the mayor.
The mayor would probably be the best bet.
Well, as your friend Pole from Singhorn, I will keep my mouth shut.
Wait, Whisper, you said you wanted to go shopping?
Look at all they're setting up like new stores and stuff.
Like little
We
merch
did come into
booths.
some money.
No, I don't mind shopping.
Well, perhaps we should do business with the mayor first and then afterwards go shopping.
Yeah, because we need to know if we need to dress up.
And they might give us more money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the mayor's residence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you all begin to make your way to the familiar grounds of the mayor's residence. As you approach, you see where there was only one wyvern before. Now there are actually several kind of posted up around the building. A few of them wearing that bright, shining platinum armor, and a few of them wearing the purple and blue armor that is home to the armor of Irongorn. As you approach, there are just a variety of armors and uniforms making their way about. You see a few individuals wearing this like wide-brimmed hat with one side of it pinned up. In their hands, they have this long wooden, carved wooden, almost club with this metal barrel across the top. And they wearing.
Oh,
stained leathers with a shoulder cloak of navy blue. As I said, the wide rimmed hat with the left side pinned up. You see a few individuals wearing that stained purple like leather armor. They're wearing van braces of the purple with their shins covered in that purple dyed armor as well. Their uniforms, the cloth beneath is that bright teal blue, and across their shoulders they have those three ribbons kind of hanging off of purple, gold, and teal. You also see some members of the Shields of the Plains making their way around. There are other of the Ashari in that they're green and blue robes that are helping prepare everything as well. As you approach, you notice a few eyes kind of turn towards you before two of the Lord Mayor's guards come up and make their way over to you, wearing their more patchwork armor, being from her personal guard, the Retrievers. Fists, good to see you all. One of the guards, a half-elven, cropped black hair, green eyes, about 5'3", pretty short, copper sunburned skin with this that elaborate moon and stars piercing the right ear, with just a small simple stud on the left. Here to see the mayor?
Mm-hmm.
No, we actually came to learn how to fly. Yes, we're here to see the mayor. We're at the Lord Mayor's residence. Who else would we be here to see?
Well, there's a bunch of people here, so maybe you're here to see someone else. I don't know. Why you gotta be a smartass?
Well, you ask stupid questions.
Come on. She kind of turns and makes her way in. You all follow suit.
As we follow, I'm just gonna nudge Gormrog and say, "Can they really teach us how to fly?"
I sincerely doubt it, but I mean, somebody's riding those dragons, right?
Okay, so you make your way inside the building and are led up the stairs. As you enter in, the inside is bustling. There's servants making preparations. There's other soldiers and guards kind of making their way through, preparing for their getting their plans set for the day and the schedules and itineraries lined up amongst one another. You are led up the stairs towards the Lord Mayor's office, and the Retriever kind of knocks on the door. Lord Mayor, Fist of Fates are here to see you. Sure, we're just finishing up in here, so send them in. The door kind of opens up, and you look inside, and there are several people in there. There's the first one you notice is this large half-elven man in that bright platinum armor, heavily decorated in runes and symbols of Bahamut. One of his arms is all completely metallic with glowing blue runes across the entirety of it. Kind of gives the idea that it may be added on to replace a lost appendage. Behind his back, you see strapped and tied to his chest a long bow made completely of stone. There's no string attached to the actual bow, but it does give the definitive look of a bow. Standing by the desk with the Lord Mayor, you also see another elven individual there in armor. That purple armor, decorated very well as well. He's got this dark, ruddy red hair. Just get the notes up here. Sorry, I did a lot lot of people we got to go through, so we got a lot of notes. Dark, ruddy red hair, very stocky, large, muscular build, wearing the armor of Lyrangorn, standing there. He kind of has his eyes down on the map of the city laid out across the table. You also see another rifleman in there as well, with no specific special ornamentation, but he does have the rank of a captain emblazoned across the shoulder opposite where the cloak is. And there is another Ashari in the room as well. Older elven woman, gray hair, with just simple green and blue robes. Thank you, Fists, for coming in today. The Lord Mayor kind of looks up to you, wearing her a very nice, elegant blue dress with the logo of the Western on her chest. This is the Fists of Fate. They are the ones that actually helped us uncover the plot of the Myriad entering our city. They all four of them turn to look at you and nod their heads. Anyone want to say anything?
A little overwhelmed by everything going on all at once.
Clover, you can see that she's kind of shuffling a little bit behind Tristan and Gormrog so that she can still kind of see, but she doesn't really want people to get too good of a look at her. So
I will nod my head. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I will say the first person to the individual in that bright platinum armor kind of looks at you, Finnick, and their eyes narrow a bit, and their head tilts to the side, almost with the air of familiarity in it. You do know who the Platinum Guard is, and you have met several of them on occasion in the past. You actually recognize this individual as Citron Kenshin, the Lord Commander of the Platinum Guard.
What was the last name?
Kenshin, Kenshin.
And his title one more time.
Lord Commander.
I immediately look at everybody, the other three people other than him.
Okay. Go ahead.
Lord Mayor, I don't mean to interrupt. I didn't realize you had such esteemed guests in your company. We were instructed to return to you after our mission was successful. I know you mentioned there would be a celebration. This seems a bit lofty for what we've accomplished. What are we missing here?
Well, based off the information you've given us, I've wanted to reach out to several of the other cities to try and set up some sort of alliance, or at least an exchange of information to try and root out the Myriad before they're able to take hold, thanks to the information you've given us. I should make introductions, however. I apologize. Fists, this is Lord Commander Citron Kenshin. He is the Lord Commander of the Platinum Guard in Isildra, but he was in Tal'Dorei during this time period, so I invited him. I understand you've had some dealings with the Platinum Rest.
The Platinum Dragon's Rest, yeah, we're familiar with it.
Well, this is the Lord Commander, the head of the military for the Platinum Dragon, essentially.
I'm just gonna give Tristan a quick glance out of the corner of my eye and look back.
This turns to the one wearing the purple. This is the first rider of Lyrangorn Bellin Lyalarun. He kind of gives a gruff nod and returns to paying attention to the map. Ashari here is Shizzy. Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you. And this is Captain Trigar. Pleasure to
Rifleman captain is named Trigger.
Trigar. CHRIGAR. Trigar.
It's a pleasure to meet you all. We are the Fists of Fate.
Well, it's a pleasure. A lot of the delegates will be coming in within the few hours. I would prefer that you all here for that, if possible. And then we will be having some meetings to discuss our plans for how we will address the corruption, or however the incursion from the Myriad, if you will. And I would appreciate if you all there, and then there will be a celebration tonight as we kind of celebrate you all, and I introduce you to the city for the heroes that you are.
I'm kind of looking around. Is it just like us in the room?
Yeah, it's you bunch and the people I've described.
Okay, I'm gonna stay quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna walk up to where Clover is and not look at her, but put a hand on her shoulder, knowing she got herself all tidied back up to be smokescreen to not be shown, but to stand next to her and put my hand on her shoulder just for a quick second and a quick down look, acknowledgement, and then step in a very light step forward, more in front of her to let her know that I have her back.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't believe we have anything else to discuss for the moment. Did you have any questions for us?
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I guess, what will all be happening at this celebration?
Well, as I've said, we will present you all and give you all the recognition that's due. Get your name out there, as it were, and enjoy the fruits of your labor on making sure that we're all safe.
Is this a formal event?
Well, I wouldn't come in road wear, but it's not. We're not going to have a gala or a ball or anything like that.
But at least be
Dress nice, dear, but don't worry about being too nice.
Okay.
Well, I guess we'll see you later. Clover turns quickly and walks out the door.
I just follow.
Yeah, I'm following.
I'm I'm gonna look at the platinum guard before I turn and leave.
First, then, let's go get some fried dough and whatever else they're peddling on the streets right now.
Right behind you, buddy. And as Tristan says that, also looks back at some of the Platinum Guard questionably and then turns around.
Okay. As you all turn and exit the room, you hear that kind of reddish-haired, stocky, the first rider, just kind of turns his head to look out the doors as you all are exiting, and just goes, "Lebuel." The door closes.
Did he say he loves you?
Uh-huh.
Who does he love?
No, he said a name. It was Lebuel.
Lebuel?
Oh, what does that mean?
Oh, it's so stuffy in there.
I know several different
It
languages.
was, yeah.
I think it's a proper name.
Yeah, well, guys, I have to be honest with you. I was not planning on being put on a pedestal in front of all of these different people all over the world, and I'm a little bit scared about it. And I don't want anyone to throw eggs at me.
Oh no one's going to
Why
throw
would they
eggs
throw
at
eggs?
you.
I don't know. That's just something they do sometimes.
No.
No. Do you know how expensive eggs are right now?
No, the one that Clover, you're fine. You've done a good thing. The person that should be worried is me, the mysterious new member of the Fighting Faith that suddenly hasn't been here the entire time.
It's easy for you. You just don't have to go up there with us.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, seriously. You could just stay in the crowd and mingle.
Okay, I think I might
or-
very well do that.
What if you
What were you
pretend to
going
be
to
one of us?
I mean, that's what I...
You can change your look. What if you go up as Whisper?
I'm not going to take that away from you, Whisper, okay? You saved my butt. Oh, you don't want to deal with the stress of... okay, I see.
I've never been on a stage before.
Well, I mean...
Actually, you have. There's a popular playwright named Billy Shaking Spear. He's a half-orc. He wrote a play where this dumb character said all the world's a stage. So by that logic, just by existing, you have been on a stage. You've performed in society by presenting this personage, this caricature of who you think you're expected to be. But honestly, just being true to yourself is character enough for us. What
Maybe I should
difference
try
does it
to
make if you're seen by a large group at the same time?
Lived my whole life in service. And having to keep that service a secret. Open recognition is not something that I can do in my line of work. But you, Whisper, you deserve it.
And you look normal.
Oh, Joe, can I roll a history or an intelligence check to see if I know the word that he said?
Yeah, go ahead.
As we're leaving? What would you prefer, history or?
Whatever you prefer.
Okay, well they're both +0, so that's a natural 19.
Okay. I mean, you never heard of it as far as it being a place, a title, it doesn't ring bells as far as any gods or locations. Kind of just sounded like it might have been a name or something, maybe a nickname for someone, or I don't know.
You just cursed us all.
Okay, so where's the next stop? Where y'all headed?
Shopping.
Okay.
Shopping.
What do you?
Hey, we're gonna check out the street vendors, see what they got.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we need new clothes.
Well, let's do new clothes first. What do you? Just because we'll kind of go through this quickly.
Fast forward it.
What's everyone trying to get?
I'm not trying to get anything. I'm gonna wear what I'm wearing.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy a couple pieces of jewelry, like unique jewelry, like something I couldn't get at your house, to make me look like maybe a little bit more of a native. Something I couldn't get here for other disguises. But I've got my hood for my clothes, so.
Okay. Okay. Easy enough. After a short investigation, you kind of find someone that's kind of set up a cart with some handmade jewelry. Mostly in this area, you get bits of stone that they kind of loop around a small string, and you get a lot of that. Dark stones, whatever you're really looking for.
Okay. I'll buy a nice dark stone bracelet for myself, and and probably like a necklace, and I'm gonna spend like a gold piece at this place. Like I'm gonna make this vendor's day.
Okay.
And buy like a little something for everyone in the group.
Okay.
Semi-precious stones. Nothing too expensive. Rose quartz and stuff.
Okay. Do you want?
I think no, that stuff's super expensive in D&D. Whatever passes for inexpensive semi-precious stones and nice jewelry for everybody. So.
Do you want to describe each piece of jewelry you buy for everyone?
Yeah. I get Whisper a very simple hemp woven bracelet that has a single mossy green agate, like a piece of moss agate, in the center. I get a very simple chip necklace of pieces of obsidian for Tristan. And then I find some thin kind of wire work, a little chain, a wire work chain with a little charm on it for Finnick. Clover. If I could find turquoise, I'd like to get a little turquoise necklace, something that can be easily concealed, but that she could still wear around. And then for Gorm, he's going to buy a really nice jade beaded necklace. But small, because jade's expensive in D&D, but what would be if we bought jade in the modern world, what stone? Polished stone in that one.
Okay.
And all the other ones, just to kind of speed it up, I'm just going to kind of give them while we're shopping around. But the one that really means something to him is the one for Gorm, which he's going to very kind of flirtatiously put on his wrist. Thank you for feeding me. I really appreciate it. This way
You're welcome.
This way I'll be up there with all of you. Even though I'll be in the crowd, making sure everyone is safe.
Thank you.
Can I ask you something personal before we move to the next booth?
Yeah, of course.
I'm not caught. And he leans in and he whispers, and I'm going to say it so that everybody can hear it, but he's whispering it low. He's like, I'm not stepping on any toes with you and Tristan, am I?
Tristan?
I mean, he's very handsome and the two of you seem to be very close, and I wouldn't want to get in the way of any.
No. Tristan's my brother. Tristan and I grew
Oh.
up in the Rivermaw tribe together. We.
Oh.
That's not. No, it's
Oh.
not like that.
Oh, okay.
I just.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
I've never with anybody.
Oh.
I'm open to everybody, but I've never. Yeah.
Well, would you like to be my date to the celebration?
I would like that very much, yeah.
Alright then we'll have a good time. And he puts his arm in your arm, similar to how he had been doing that with like other people, but this is just a little bit more friendly as we continue shopping.
Clover is gonna nudge Finnick, and she's gonna be like, Finnick, I'm really worried about Gormrog. I think that he ate some bad pork belly last night because he keeps turning purple.
I think he'll be just fine.
I hope so.
You know, like when you get really flustered and you get like really anxious, like.
Yeah. I don't love that feeling.
Imagine that, but in more of like a good way, a good flustered.
I'm getting a headache. It's okay. I'm sure I'll be fine.
You'll figure it out. One of these days, I'm sure.
I hope not, but okay.
I mean, you're still young. Have you ever had a crush on anybody?
I don't know what being young has to do with food poisoning.
It's not food poisoning.
No, I've never had a crush on anyone. We should make fun of him.
No, let them enjoy this.
Okay.
Maybe later, and I'll give you a little nudge on the shoulder.
Cool.
What kind of outfit are you going to want to buy?
Me?
Yeah. You have such lovely red hair, and he'll point out to all these different stalls like that maybe would match your like green hook cloak, you know? Like maybe he points to like a cool pair of pants or a cool leather vest, you know, something that would. I love how bright all the colors are here in Tal'Dorei.
I am going to buy a fancy men's outfit.
Okay.
I'm so bad at describing things, but I have a picture of kind of like the outfit that I'm gonna buy. So if you want to describe it,
all right, go ahead.
Joe,
And send it to me. Send it to me
I'm
on
gonna put it.
My regular name.
Okay.
All right, so quick with the buying things. I'm also going to look around if we're in still the shopping mode. Quick, don't have much time to spend. I want to find something after watching Clover from when she first started hiding her ears and try to do it again. I want to find something like a bandana. Nothing very like serious, but something like a bandana or something that I'm not gonna give it to her right away. But I want to buy it if it's something that can help her cover her head and hide her ears easier than.
If you want to look for a headscarf, that's what I was going to look for, but you can do it.
I'm gonna do that.
Cool.
Okay.
That's so
I will
sweet.
say, eventually you guys come across a shop called Urbane Outfitters. There.
Urbane Outfitters.
Whisper, you find a dark forest green like a vest with white poofy sleeves, this dark green cape with this gold etching design across the breast, where it comes across the breast and the shoulders, dark brown leather pants with thick, not thick, this wonderfully supple brown black leather boots that just look fabulous.
Frilly all over. Frilly's little sock things, frilly thing on the neck. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Damiano, would absolutely wear this.
Yeah.
I would say that cost you 4 gold.
Cool. Yeah. I'm buying.
Okay, Clover, you find that outfit, the orangish brown outfit.
Yeah, so let's say that Tristan gets me a headscarf first, and then I match my outfit to it.
Okay.
But so you can do that, and then I'll describe what I get.
Okay. What kind of headscarf are you buying her, Tristan?
It's Tristan. It's orange.
All right, so it's orange.
Okay.
I'm gonna go headscarf orange, but I want to throw a little bit of like orange, like a tint of dark orange, like I guess we've woven into like the design, like it's 2 shades of orange.
Perfect.
For the headband, just enough to cover ears, not like a big expensive thing, just enough to where I watch her do her cover up herself, so I know what to get. Try to make sure her ears are covered.
Tristan, this is so pretty. I love it. Thank you.
He's gonna I hope this helps you be more comfortable.
Thanks. This is even better than the one I have.
I'm not good at this. I'm not gonna let anything happen to you, I promise.
Thank you.
And I
give him a hug.
let it go and and awkwardly turn around and walk away.
And so Clover is now looking for a long dress. It's not a fancy dress. It's a very common folk dress, kind of thick, with long bell sleeves that will fully cover her hands if she wants them to be covered. It goes all the way down to her feet. It with like a scoop neck. It has like a darker orange embroidery on it to match the headscarf, and then like a high neck t-shirt to wear underneath of it so that she doesn't have any fur coming out.
Okay. I'll say that cost maybe 2 silver. Tristan, your headscarf, 5 copper. What are you looking for, Finnick?
Well, she's starting to feel at least just like a little bit more comfortable with her surroundings. I am going to be looking for like a black sort of silk blouse, and then with a leather, a brown leather sort of corset vest, and then to a little bit of more like gold jewelry to help accent the necklace that Polaris had gotten her. Just like black pants and her brown boots, and maybe a nice hair clip to keep her hair out of her face.
I will say that's going to cost maybe 2 gold with all that extra jewelry. What about you, Gormrod? What are you looking for?
I just threw it into the group chat. I'm looking for something that has a sort of collar, with essentially a vest, but at the waist it continues and comes down to a bit of a point, but doesn't obstruct the legs, so it almost resembles a tabard. From neck to waist, it'll have leather straps, and around the edges will be silver trim, but there will be no sleeves, and around the waist will be a blue sash belt, the color of the Cobalt Soul.
Say that's going to be one gold.
Done.
All right. So, as you all finish getting your outfits ready for the evening, you make your way out back into the streets of Western. It's probably getting closer to 10, 11 o'clock at this point, and there is food and people everywhere now. That walking band of musicians are now fully playing as they walk the streets. They're just jamming out songs of heroes, past and future. There's excitement in the air. There's a few entertainers doing various entertaining things, whether it be juggling or batoning. But you have about an hour before you guys start making your way over to the Lord Mayor's residence. What would you like to do?
How far away are we from Relands?
Say again?
How far away are we from Relands?
It would be a little bit south of where you are now.
So the walk there and walk back wouldn't be worth it.
I mean, you could make it if you wanted to.
All right, so I was going to go up to Gormrog, and before doing the trek to start something like that, I was going to tell him that I wanted to go talk to Reland before. Or Rosalind, if they were there. Just go there and see how they were doing. After what happened, make sure nothing happened there.
Yeah, do you want company, or do you want to go alone?
I kind of wanted you to come with me. Every time I go alone. I want to go with you. I want us to see how they're doing, and I want to talk to them with you.
Yeah, all right. Paul, why don't you come too?
Are you sure?
I was gonna actually ask everyone to come.
Yeah, I mean, I actually have something for them. So-
you gonna leave your date alone on this auspicious occasion?
No, but I understand. I understand that family time with your brother is important.
Yeah, and we're going to see more family.
Okay. Then we should definitely go.
So on the walk over, I'll explain that Marie Lynn and Rosalind took us in when we came to Westruun, and they've essentially been our family since we got here. But their building, their home, our home, was blown up by the Myriad, which is part of what set us on this path. So going to check on them is something we've been doing semi-regularly since it happened, because we lost people, but they're in the process of rebuilding. So
Whisper, just because are you going with them as well, or
Marie Lynn's?
Yeah.
Yeah, but did we change already into our fancy outfits?
If you would like to, you can either remain in your regular clothes or have changed at the at Urbane Outfitters.
I'll change at Marie Lynn's.
I would have changed at the store.
Urbane Outfitters.
Okay, easily enough. Making your way through the city, you walk down the familiar streets now, and have to kind of almost push your way through the bit of the crowd in a few areas before you approach the location where Marie Lynn's used to be. The street has been cleared, and a lot of the exterior has been rebuilt at this point. The framing all set up, and some of the exterior walls put up. In front, you see Danny with a long table spread out in front of Marie Lynn's, and he's kind of serving food and drinks to people as they make their way through with one of the two goblins next to him. You see, as you approach, Rosalind making her way out from inside of the building, laying out food onto the table and kind of greeting people as they approach and walk past. And you see the long-haired drow that you know as Marie Lynn make her way out from inside and kind of loop an arm around Rosalind's back and kiss her on the cheek as she watches people come and go.
Hey.
And I'm just gonna go do like I normally do. I'm gonna go up to Danny and just give him a little bump on the shoulder before he tries to do something dumb, and then go right up to Rosalind before reel it and just give her the hug that we always do.
She turns from Marie-Lynn, kind of wraps her arms around you and kisses you on the cheek. It's good to see you again, Tristan. How have you been?
A lot. I've been good, but a lot. A whole lot. We have... I'm assuming you've heard of the party.
A bit.
And we are attending. Not sure where we stand exactly, how to attend, but we are going.
I'm happy to hear that.
And I lean in forward. Is everything going okay?
Everything's fine. As you can see, we've had things going and been being rebuilt. Marie-Lynn is, she's doing good. You see her turn her face towards you, Tristan. It's good to see you again, Tristan.
Lynn, I've truly missed you. And it's hard for
walks
to
up
look at her.
next, puts a hand on Rosalind's back and leans over and gives you a kiss on the other cheek.
Seems like everything's coming together. Everything's okay.
Doing our best. You notice them both turn their eyes towards you, Polaris, being the one that they are not familiar with. Do you have a new friend?
You're muted.
I'm going to once again link my arm into Pole's and say to Marie-Lynn and Rosalind, Ma, this is our friend Pole.
You see that as you do that, they both kind of smile and... Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Paul. You see the drow woman speak up.
Is there anything else, anyone else on the street right now? Or is it just us in front of the table?
I mean, there are people kind of walking around.
I'll look right. I'll look left, and in undercommon, I will say, "You're very far from home, sister."
You hear her reply back, "This is my home."
I would love to share a cup of tea with you before we have to go to the party. There's much I would seek to understand.
She kind of steps back and motions towards the open door of the being rebuilt Marie-Lynn's.
My apologies, Rosie? No, wait.
Rosalind and Marie-Lynn.
Marie-Lynn. Marie-Lynn is Marie-Lynn is the drow, or is Rosalind the drow?
Marie-Lynn's the drow.
Marie-Lynn. I would say Marie-Lynn and I, in common, we're going to have a little bit of tea and talk about things inside, away from the street. Is that okay with everyone?
Can I change in there? I'll like be in a corner or something.
Yes, we would also like to change for the party. Would that be okay? And we just don't want to get naked in the middle of the street.
You kind of see Tristan's scales kind of glow in a reddish aura a bit.
I'm gonna turn to Marie Lynn and just be like, "Be nice," and I'll let go of Paul.
Okay. Oh, I wasn't just saying just the two of us. Like if we can all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No. Like. You know. I just.
Let us all go inside. We'll have tea, and you can tell me all about the adventures that you've had.
And I do a hand to invite everyone. Like we're all going in.
Yeah, for sure. We just have to get the celebration in about 45 minutes.
Right. I think I would, because I know you want to get to this scene. I think I'm just gonna when she gets us to like a private place, I'm gonna take the hood back and just sort of have tea and ask her questions. What are drow like here? Like, my character's like genuinely curious. Because as far as he's concerned, the only drow outside of your house probably all still serve the Spider Queen.
Sure. Before we get to that, as you guys are all getting ready to go inside, Whisper, you feel a little tug on your on the back of your dress, and you turn and look, and there's a younger, maybe 13, human girl with these worn gray pants, like a brown leather corset over top of her, like a white blouse, and she's wearing like this long tan duster. Her hat's like this white, wide-brimmed hat. The right side of it kind of dips down, and the left side angles up a little bit. Pretty fair features, dirty blonde hair, tied up behind a bun that kind of hangs out from beneath her hat. She kind of looks up at you. You're real pretty.
Oh, thank you.
What's your name?
You're really pretty too. I'm Whisper.
It's nice to meet you, Whisper. Do you live here?
Sometimes.
Sometimes? Well, it's real nice meeting you. I don't know where my dad is right now. Would it be okay if I spend some time with you? You seem real nice.
I want to insight check that.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
On a side note, before everyone goes inside, I'd like to go have a chat with Danny.
Sure. What'd you roll?
I rolled a nat 1 for a 4.
She's really nice. She's
We're gonna die.
She kind of looks at you and seems like she's a little starstruck. But
she's adorable.
She's adorable.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, that'd be fine. We're going inside for a bit. You can just hang out here and play with Jimmy Jim, and I give her Jimmy Jim to play. I've got to change really
cool.
fast.
Where'd you get this?
Store here.
Wow, that's really neat.
Yeah.
Okay, she kind of sits outside, standing there. Finnick, what would you like to say?
Just walking up, just smile at him. How are you doing, Danny?
I'm okay.
You're healing up okay?
Yeah, it's kind of like rubs the side of his ribs. They're not too bad anymore.
That's good. And you've found a place to stay?
Yeah, well, since Gorm and Tristan don't stay there anymore, I kind of moved in, took over the space.
Good. And I'll look down at the goblin. Just give him a smile.
Kind of looks up at you, smiles wide, revealing all his crazy teeth.
He's charming as always.
You know me.
I don't know.
Sorry, I forgot what their voices sound like.
There's only one left now.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure you guys were doing okay. I know a lot has happened, and just wanted to make sure everything was all right.
Danny kind of puts a hand on your shoulder. It's pretty large considering, and kind of gives you a pat. Thanks, Finnick. I appreciate it.
Of course.
After
And then
the
I'll
thing... oh, sorry.
walk inside.
After the thing with the little girl, can I talk to Clover really fast?
Yeah.
Hey, Clover. Do you have your, like... You have, like, a dagger or, like, garden shears or something?
Yeah. I've got this one, and I've got this one.
Which one's sharper?
I like the fork. It stabs 3 times instead of once.
Let's go with the dagger. Can I borrow the dagger really fast? I'll
Yeah.
give it back.
I will let her borrow it.
Okay.
And then we go inside.
You go inside?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is kind of like an improvised table set up in the inside interior, where it seems like that they have lunches and dinners in the interim while the building's being rebuilt. But tea is prepared and set out for all of you. As you drop the illusion, there's no hint of surprise from Marie Lynch.
Yeah.
It seems like a woman that's pretty insightful.
Yeah, and I just imagine the conversation is sort of like if it were this were a TV show, there would be like music and then there would be like talking, but we really wouldn't know like kind of what they said. And I'm just gonna try and pick her brain. And we can jump to the next scene. I just really want my drow to be like, "What's your story?" And that is all that I want as a player. Like whatever else you guys want to do. I know there's stuff to do, but y'all, I think the group brought me to meet Marie on purpose. And I did not realize it, so.
Basically, she tells you about how she spent some time down in some of the subterranean cities in Tal'Dorei before eventually making her way up to the surface, having met Marie Lynn on a expeditionary attack on the surface.
Okay.
And eventually decided to leave and forge a life with her. It's basically her life story.
Oh, and then I'm just gonna give her the line. I'm gonna give her the party line. There's a place for you in the Kreen. The Luxon has a place for you. You and your partner can move there in happiness, and you will be accepted. The two of you can be together forever, and will reincarnate under the light of the Luxon. And it'll just be. It's a little like, whoa, like how's this guy? What's going on with this guy? It's like you found. Yeah, but he's very friendly about it. Like he really believes it. There's like a strange sincerity there.
Yeah, as
and that's what I got.
Kind of reaches out and grabs hold of Rosalind's, and she says, "We are where we are supposed to be."
I'm so happy for you. It's like I'm so happy you found each other on the other side of the world.
So, you guys enjoy your tea, and as the clock ticks...
Oh, can I do something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, so at some point during all that, I'm going to ask to go back and change into my fancy men's outfit.
Okay.
And I'm going to come back with my haircut.
Oh.
Short, and it's going to be real choppy. And I'm like, there was no mirror, but I give Clover her dagger back.
Oh, you did a great job. Insight check me. Just kidding.
I was like, how's it look? And I'm like fixing my like little fluffy thing here. I don't know what you call that. A handkerchief. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yes,
step.
that one.
I'm gonna step up and may I? Just to adjust it for you.
Sure.
And just I'll straighten everything out and just adjust the shoulder pieces so that they sit properly, and I'll step back and just, you look incredible.
I
I agree.
It. I tilt it so it's off a little bit. I was like, now it's perfect.
It looks stunning.
Cool. I just felt like doing something different.
I didn't know that I could garden and cut hair with these. That's so cool.
It didn't work very well.
It looks good. I like it.
Clover.
Okay, so you all spid your dues to.
And on the way out, because like I said, I had something for them. I do have 2 little baggies. They're like little dice baggies. But I hand one to each of them, and in each of them, they each have, one of my friendship bracelets that I make with the flowers. 5 gold in each. So, and then in my handwriting from a page ripped out of my journal, like not even straightened out, that says certificate for spa day. But obviously there's gold. So that's in each of them. And one of them says for Roslyn, misspelled, and the other one says for Marie Lynn.
As they kind of take it and open it, they read it over, and both of them just kind of put a hand on your shoulder and kiss you on the cheeks. Thank you.
You gotta be good to yourselves, because you're putting all your money into this building, which looks great, by the way.
Well, we are making some improvements.
And then I bid adieu.
Okay. So,
I will let them know that should tragedy ever strike again, they know how to get a hold of me.
Thank you. Bid you adieu as well. Okay, so as you exit out, the little girl is gone. So.
Did she take Jimmy Jim?
Shit! Jimmy Jim's on the table. She left
Okay.
With, Danny.
Huh.
Jim doing out here?
I hope she found her dad.
Who?
Oh, thank goodness.
Little girl.
What little girl?
Did we see the little girl?
There was a little girl?
I didn't see a little girl.
I'm asking Joe, the DM, would we have seen her?
It depends on whenever you all went inside. If whoever was behind Whisper would have seen her.
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah, no, I was talking to Danny and.
Yeah, and I was ready to go inside, so it's not me.
Yeah, anyone that was outside when the girl tugged on Whisper's shirt would have seen her.
I think she was on her own.
Yeah, I was inside.
It's gonna think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this little girl. She couldn't find her dad, and I gave her Jimmy Jim to play with.
Oh, well, that's sad.
Yeah, I hope she found her dad.
Okay, so you all make your way back towards the Lord Mayor's residence. As we're getting ready to wrap up here, I want to get to a certain point, so we're gonna push through.
Let's go.
We got this.
As you approach,
In 10 minutes, let's go.
The entire scene is already there's rows and rows of different soldiers from all of the different areas that have come to visit here.
Oh, wow.
Guards in platinum. There are several wyverns that are posted up in full armor and regalia with their riders mounted that are kind of standing there lining the area around this tree. There are soldiers and riflemen that are watching the crowd, and some of them that are standing prepared to give honors as the delegates come through. And there is, as I said, that like red carpet almost laid out between this tree and a small raised platform that has been set up. And you see the Lord Commander of the Platinum Guard up there with the Lord Mayor and with the First Rider of Lyringorn. As you all come and approach, they motion for you to come join them up on the platform.
I'm gonna slip into the audience.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Stealth check? Okay.
Did you put your disguise back up?
I put on probably a different one. I think I probably put up as I left, I put the hood back up and cast it again because it only lasts an hour. So I try to time it so that so I'm probably gonna do a different one that's more like the first one, like the all black elf. Like the outfit is gonna change. It's gonna be simpler but nicer. Like I've been hired as a professional bodyguard for the day. Still an elf, still a moon elf, dark hair, fair skin, but just I look like I'm there to work, and protect them.
All right. So.
Stealth. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Let's see here. Let's do this. Come on. No. What? Oh, 14.
Okay. I mean, it wasn't a hide and seek, but you feel the team sees where you are in the crowd at least.
Yeah.
But
okay, good.
As you all are brought up onto the stage, you kind of take your positions. What's the order here? Like, who's in what order?
I'm standing in between Gormrog and Tristan.
Okay. With Whisper on one end and Finnick on the other?
I'm last, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So.
Shit, then I'm first. Okay.
Well, no, you're lining up on the stage, is what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you all.
I'll be to. So, and I be to the very far left. I'm assuming we're looking forward.
Whatever you want.
And,
it's fine. I just want to understand the layout.
Oh, all right.
So, as you kind of take your positions up on the stage, the Lord Mayor turns to you and gives you a small nod. The two others kind of take up positions in a row behind you with just themselves. The two wyverns behind the actual stage kind of just lean back on their haunches. As you all stand there for a moment waiting for whatever is about to happen, the first thing that happens is Whisper, you feel a hand on your shoulder. And as that happens, the tree line splits down the center, arcs open, green light pouring through for a moment before you look through and see a city with a castle fully alabaster up on the hill. The walking through, the first person to make their way through is a large, gray-skinned half-giant, tattoos across his arms and his face. He wears an black. I have everything written down. A black. There it is. Black animal pelt draped over one shoulder. A large black beard on his otherwise hairless face. Bits of gray on the side. His hands, you see two massive stone-like gauntlets with runes inscribed across the entirety of it. Just next to him, you see a much smaller woman, halfling, with a bright white hair and a long braid behind her back. This little simple dress with a green shawl across her shoulders. A small golden pendant with a red gem centered in it hanging from her neck. They make their way through and kind of start to peel off to the side, not seemingly directly involved with the initial delegation. The next you see enter through is a couple. One of them, gentleman, white hair with a nicely trimmed white beard. He has a dark blue coat with gold trimming over a dark brown shirt with white pants. He has a cane in one hand. He kind of steps forward. Next to him, a half-elven woman, long brown hair, a similar blue overcoat with a brown leather bustier, and dark brown pants. Next and last, you see a woman with the initial thing you see is this long red hair, blue silk dress hanging down to her knees. Behind her back, a cloak of leaves that fade from vibrant green down to brown, a twisted crook in her hand with a small light glowing from the center of it. Atop of her head, you see 2 large 8-point antlers adorned with flowers and greenery atop of it. And as she exits through, the door closes behind her. They make their way up towards the stage where you all stand. The half giant and the gnome seemingly making their way off to the side. The first up the stairs is the gentleman with the cane. He kind of makes his way up. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you all. I'm Lord Percival Frederickstein von Music-Walski de Rode III, architect of Enlightened Progress of the Chamber of Whitestone, and this is my wife, Vexalia de Rolo, Baroness of the First House of Whitestone and Grand Mistress of the Grey Hunt, Coin Mistress of the Tal'Dorei Council. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
Do sort of like a half bow, not knowing how to react to this situation?
Clover is perplexed. She doesn't know what's going on. She originally pulled out her weapon. Then when they introduced herself, she put her weapon down because no one else pulled out their weapon.
Lord and Lady, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. We are the Fists of Fate. I'm Gormrug.
And
This is
Finnick.
Whisper.
You hear it.
I'm Clover.
Next up on the stage is that woman in the long-sleeved cloak. Hi, I'm Voice of the Tempest, Keyleth. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
It's our pleasure.
Likewise.
Oh, my works for you.
Well, I'd love to know what your sister's name is.
Esther.
I'm sure. Oh, I do know Esther. You have a good sister.
I know.
With that, we're going to get ready to wrap up for the night.
What is going on?
What is going on? It's like Paul's just like, oh, I shouldn't have talked all that smack about Vox Machina earlier today. Like, Paul has regrets.
Maple has Clover has confusions. I finally did it. Wow.
So, as we're getting ready to wrap up here for the night, Whisper, you just hear in your ear next to you, did you think a haircut would stop me from finding out? And that's where we're going to end the night.
Oh, wow.
I love going to sleep confused.
So awesome.
Wait, that's so long to play again?
It's 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks? Yeah. Joe, am I good to come back to finish this arc up? Thank you so much. I gotta come back.
Meeting Vox Machina.
I was just like, I'm just gonna be over here. I did not expect that to happen. I mean,
None
I
of
know
us did.
it's gonna be
No,
there.
that was
Yeah,
so
I
bad.
I just thought it was gonna be Keyleth.
Yeah.
We were talking to Tempest, and yeah.
I fully expected it to just be like, oh yeah, they're coming. No, they got detained. They had other business to attend to.
Oh, Polaris is terrified. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Oh my god, if I get caught, this is gonna be such an international incident. Oh no! I should have just been honest with the mayor, but I was trying to keep my cards close to my chest. Mistake! Oh, y'all, we have the sword.
We do. It's currently in my bag of holding.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So, do we have a channel we would like to raid for tonight?
Yeah, who's streaming?
I'm like, I can't even look.
No Man or the Paper Dungeon?
I'm gonna take my headphones off.
Blackwater D&D is another one too.
Wait, are we off the air?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so what's up, people?
We're done playing.
Sorry.
They kill me.
Blackwater D&D, you said?
No, there's No Man, Blackwater D&D, and then there was another one you all said.
I said the Paper Dungeon.
All right. I don't care. Whatever you guys want to do. Someone pick.
Roll a dice.
All right, I'll roll a dice.
Right, roll die.
1 No Man, 2 Paper Dungeon, 3 Blackwater, and 4 will reroll. 2. So Paper Dungeon. Boom. Start raid.
Ooh. You're bad.
Everyone, thank you so much for showing up tonight. We'll be back in 2 weeks for another episode of Forging Fates, picking up wherever this is gonna go. And next week you can finish up with Gem's Goodberry Cafe, where the machine. What's it called?
Mage Against the
Mage
Machine.
Against the Machine. That's it.
Mage Against the Machine.
Hector, do you want to shout out your socials?
I'm Hector Reyes. You can find me at Keiichi Okami on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and itch.io, where I publish games.
Alrighty. Well, we love you all, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Good, they only have 7 viewers, so this will actually help.
All right, guys.
They're also
a lot about that, but I have to be at work in like 4 hours. So good night, guys.